Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to try to make a quick video about the roadmap update that happened yesterday on CardanoRoadmap.com. So you can go to CardanoRoadmap.com and you can see exactly what's going on within the Cardano project. Every 30 days it updates, so the ticker has reset. And this is the accountability of the Cardano project that I like so much. The idea that they have deliverables and they are delivering projects consistently, and they're keeping the community engaged, and they're keeping the entire world engaged about what exactly that they're doing on this project. A lot of these projects out there, they have fuzzy roadmaps. It's just Q1, Q4, Q3. Here we have Q1 through Q4 updates, but at the same time, we also have monthly updates to see how far the project is progressing. There's a little percentage bar that lets you know exactly what percentage complete that this particular project is. So one of the things that I noticed that was new was this optimized block storage, and it's part of the Byron phase of the project. And basically its optimized block storage will significantly reduce the space needed to store the blockchain on a user's machine. Except for the most recent history of the blockchain, a single file will be needed to store each epoch, instead of a single file for each block produced. This will reduce the number of files needed to store the blockchain for a year from about 1.5 million to 200 files. More efficient storage will bring significant performance improvements for operations that use locally stored blockchain data, especially wallet restoration and blockchain synchronization. Optimization will also reduce the amount of hard drive space on a user's drive that is required to store the blockchain. This improvement will be part of the Cardano Settlement Layer 1.4 release. So this is going to be the next release of the settlement layer. And why I think that this is so significant is the 99.98% reduction in files from 1.5 million to 200 files. We are really decreasing the barrier to entry to enter within this ecosystem. So you don't have to have a modded out custom computer that you have to spend well over $1,000 for, like a terabyte hard drive and 32 gigs of RAM in order to run Daedalus. It is reducing the barrier to entry. And when we're thinking about expanding our borders, trying to involve ourselves with the unbanked, you may not have access to the latest and greatest laptop. You may just have a Chromebook with 2 gigs of RAM or even less. You need to be able to run it, run the entire ecosystem, or run the blockchain, or be connected to the blockchain no matter where you are. This is the entire premise of what Cardano is doing. They always build their versions, and they're building a light version on top of that. So that's going to lead to the mobile wallets. That's going to lead to smaller wallets that can exist a little bit off the chain but still communicate with the main chain. That's what we're going to get with Yori when it releases. The next one is the Cardano Testnet. It is part of Byron as well. It's in the development stage, and it's a testnet of Cardano. Will be available as a public alternative blockchain running code that is at least one release iteration ahead of the production code base. Cardano users, such as exchanges and developers in the regular community, will have the opportunity to test new features in a production-like environment off the main blockchain. This testnet will contain the same functionality, integration, capabilities, and properties as the Cardano production environment. We will receive pre-release feedback from users to help us make improvements. So this is exactly what we need. We need for people to be able to, developers and community members and companies and institutions, to be able to enter within the Cardano ecosystem, but maybe not deploy their smart contract yet. They need to be able to test out everything before it actually goes running in production, because if they don't know exactly what they're doing, they need to learn within the testnet first, and then launch their projects. And the idea that it's going to be at least one release iteration ahead of the production code base means that the people that are within this testnet, they're going to be working within the future Cardano ecosystem. So when those things get live, they'll already be ahead, which is great, which is a great accomplishment. So also users can try new features of Cardano and Daedalus in a test environment without using real ADA, and familiarize themselves with the improvements being introduced. Cardano core developers will be able to safely test new features and protocol enhancements to the Cardano blockchain, which is it's a safety protocol as well, you know, making sure that things don't shut down or you write incorrect code. I'm not sure if you are familiar with Meadow and the Marlowe project, but the idea that developers are going to have to be super specialized in order to understand how to deploy smart contracts is incorrect. I'm not a developer, but looking at Meadow, looking at Marlowe, looking at how block oriented it is, like the code is behind the block and you can create financial contracts even if you're not a coder. I mean, I was looking at it, you can move blocks around. You say 100 ADA in, 200 ADA out. Once again, I don't understand all the intricacies behind it, but if I took the time to really understand the system, I would be able to understand it. And, you know, actually Sebastien, he works over at Emergo. He released a video about that too. So he did a detailed video. I'm going to link it down below as well. So the next thing is Daedalus for Linux, and it's part of Byron. And IOHK listened to requests for access to Cardano from Linux users and has been working to fully release Daedalus to the open source community. Daedalus has been available for Linux as a public beta release since the Cardano 1.1 software update. And after extensive testing and many improvements, the full release of Daedalus for Linux will be included in Cardano 1.4. So Linux users were already able to use Daedalus, but what I checked from the roadmap, there were a couple additional steps that you needed to deploy in order to start running it on Linux. And I think that this is going to just make it more streamlined for Linux users to exist within the Cardano ecosystem. So once again, we are including all the operating systems and allowing them to coexist within the Cardano ecosystem. The next thing is the Cardano Rust project, part of Byron, and the Rust programming language is a lightweight, portable, and compiles to platforms used by third-party developers, such as web, iOS, and Android. Complementary to this Cardano settlement layer, the Cardano Rust project will act as an open source sandbox that will allow developers to build and integrate their own products, including those on mobile devices. The project currently comprises a CLI wallet and a software development kit developers can use to build their applications. The Cardano Rust repository is currently open, and aim is for the project, known as Prometheus, to develop into a thriving open source community. More information on the Cardano Rust project will be available in the coming weeks and months. And this open source library opens up Cardano development to a wider range of third parties. They will be able to build wallet applications, integrate new and existing products into the platform, and this will allow the ecosystem to become more fully decentralized. And basically, what does this mean? Rust is a programming language. It's going to be the lightweight version of Cardano. This is what is going to be used to create the mobile wallets, to create the web wallets. It's going to be able to compile Cardano into a manner which allows more flexibility across a multitude of devices. And it would be nice to see that we can create light wallets of light versions of the Cardano blockchain on a mobile wallet. And who knows, in the future, you may be able to stake directly from your phone, and you could access your stake, access your wallet directly from your phone. So if you're traveling, you could technically be staking, earning your rewards while traveling. So you're living passively off of your Cardano stake and continuing to live and thrive inside the ecosystem, which is great. The next thing is the last thing is the Shelly testnet. So it is in early development, 15%. Before Cardano moves from a federated to a decentralized network, a testnet will be available for users. The aim of this testnet is to allow users to experiment with the features of stake delegation and stake pools and provide their feedback to us on the usability and ease of integration of the decentralized environment. I'm sorry, the mainnet is coming Q1 of 2019, but this is what's allowing, the testnet is what the stake pools are going to be involved in and seeing exactly how to run their system in order to get ready for that main launch when staking becomes live, Q1 of 2019. And I'm actually going to include some pictures of exactly what it's supposed to look like. And this is why it's important to, if you're involved with the Cardano project, it's important to try and understand how to download Daedalus, because you're going to be doing your staking within Daedalus. And Daedalus is very clean. I know people said they have issues, but a majority of people do not have issues. The sync time, you have to wait in order for your wallet to stink. I'm going to do an instruction video of how to download Daedalus in the future. But this is the wallet that you're going to be living within. And it's not like you're going to need a lot of technical expertise to be able to stake. I'm going to go over everything on this channel. It's going to be like a delegation. Everything that Cardano is doing is going to be to improve the UI, which is the user interface for the end consumer. So we're going to have the cleanest version of Daedalus in front of us. So when we're staking, it's going to be simple. It's just going to be I'm going to delegate to this pool. I'm going to delegate to this pool. And you remember, your Daedalus wallet is your Daedalus wallet. So if you delegate stake to a staking pool, it doesn't mean that they can steal your ADA. You hold your key. They can't steal your ADA. Now, they could turn their staking pool off and you don't get paid rewards. But what happens when you do that? You just take your stake, remove it, and put it in another staking pool. So you always control your ADA. It's not a, give me your private keys and give me your information and then I'll pay you your rewards. No, it doesn't work like that. One of the things that increased was the human-friendly addresses, and quite a few other things has increased in percentage, have been updated. So this is a quick update. I guess this video wasn't that quick, but this is involving yesterday's Cardano roadmap update, and I'll try to do a monthly video on this when they release their new updates. How do you feel about the new projects, and what are you looking forward to most? Like always, thank you. Like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next video.